again, this is Jeff at Battlefish, and we're going to be chasing some big redfish and some tarpon, hopefully. So thanks for watching, and come on along. So I've been waiting all winter for these big redfish to show up in schools in the river, just like last year. I think they're a little bit early because of warmer weather, so let's see what we can find. The first thing you'll notice when using LiveScope, especially in perspective mode, is the big shadows. You'll see that first, and then you got to go in front of or below the shadows to see the actual fish. So sometimes you just got to let the bait drop. I'm using the crazy croaker and I'm not even moving it. I cast it a few times and didn't get a bite, but then I just let it drop to the bottom and they pick it up. The biggest challenge with LiveScope is learning what a fish is versus a log versus a catchable fish. We have a lot of garfish in the river and catfish and mullet. So identifying fish is a key thing. These show up pretty big on the LiveScope. So you know, it's pretty obvious it's a pretty decent fish, and they're schooled up. I'm using a medium heavy fast Carbon Shield 2 8-foot spinning rod and a 6000 Saltex 6000 reel and 50-pound Power Pro braid, along with a 60-pound mono leader tied on with FG knot. The big danger of using high pound braid is straightening the hook or bending the hook. So that's the weak point at this stage with this setup. The challenge with an 8-foot rod is getting the fish close enough to the boat to be able to land them, and doing it by yourself is another challenge, and the fish does not want to come in. I try to get them in pretty quick, again without bending the hook too much.
Holy crap. Wow. First one of the season.
And what you don't see in these videos is there's some time between these schools, so they don't stay in one place, that's for sure. They move quite a bit, and some of them were in one area. I'm covering an area probably 30-40 acres, I'm guessing, of area that I'm covering, and looking for these redfish, and they're out in, you can see there it's 3.7, so it's really like 4 or 5 feet of water. My transducer is the bottom of my trolling motor, so trolling motor's in the water at least 18 inches. So it's probably 4 or 5 feet of water, and almost out to where the crab trap buoys are.
6,000 reel. I got 50-pound Power Pro And
Yeah, this is the same
60
rod and reel
pound
I use to chase tarpon. I use other rods and reels for tarpon as well, but this is my heavier one
mono leader.
when I see bigger fish.
Same size, 34.
So I just actually rejoined the First Coast Fly Fishers Club, and so here I am trying to hook up with the fly rod to some success. So I was using a shrimp pattern with 16-pound tippet, and this is really other than years and years and years ago with a guide, I jumped a couple tarpon. This is really the first time I've got a big fish on a fly rod, or in this fly rod particularly. So I was a little confused as how to use the reel.
On a fly rod, shrimp pattern, it doesn't matter. Oh my God. All right, for my First Coast Fly Fisher buddies.
So I need to keep my hand off the reel when the fish is running, obviously, and then palm the reel or use the drag to try to slow them down.
Man.
I've been using LiveScope for over a year now, and I've got a lot of videos on LiveScope, so if you have any questions you can go back and watch those. But I use perspective mode, which gives me 150 degrees of area I'm looking at, 120 feet out. I can adjust how far range I'm looking at, but 120 feet seems to be good. I can cast about 60 or 70 feet depending on the wind, so that gives me time to align the boat. If I have somebody else in the boat, get the boat arranged so they can make a cast at the fish. There's a lot of factors here. There's the current, there's wind, and then how far can you cast and distance. So right now those fish are at least 80 feet away, so they're too far to cast to. I miss several fish a day sometimes. Today I missed 3, I think, so it's not unusual. That's my $7 Walmart stripping basket. Works great. Folds up, which is nice. Like, I don't have a lot of room to store stuff on my boat. One of the other things I'm trying to get a habit of doing is setting the spot lock once I hook a fish, try to stay in the same area, because sometimes I with the current and the wind to drift off, and I have to use my tracks to get back where I was. Try to find which direction the fish are going. It's really hard to determine what direction they're going.
God, look at that. Here's a big one. Oh, look at the spots on this thing. Holy cow. Holy cow.
I've been fishing the St. Johns River from downtown to the Shands Bridge in Green Cove Springs for the last almost 3 years full time, and then a couple years before that when I was still working. And I can tell you, there's no better fishery in the state of Florida, in my opinion, as far as a variety. Redfish rival fishing in Louisiana, and there's tarpon here from May now till end of October. Now here you can see the fish are kind of spread out on the LiveScope, so you really need to put the bait right in front of their nose. I don't know if you could tell by that video, but I just let the bait drop, and then the line started moving, so the fish had it in its mouth for several seconds.
Man, LiveScope's paying for itself today.
Like I've been saying, this is hunting, not fishing. I don't have to cast till I see fish. Even if I don't get a bite, I know I'm casting at fish. I'm not just casting at empty water. And I can tell you, I don't care where you fish, 98% of the water is empty of catchable fish.
Oh, Jesus.
These river fish are very golden. This one has quite a few spots. I think I catch one later with even more spots. So again, what you're not seeing is the downtime between these schools of fish. I was catching these fish from 8:30 in the morning, outgoing tide, till I think I gave up around 1:30. So, 4 or 5 hours to catch 5 fish, lose 3, I think.
Just let it drop.
The questions I get about LiveScope are interesting. The most common question or comment I get is that it doesn't work, or how does it work in shallow water. Well, that's all I fish is shallow water. I fish really nothing more than 12 feet deep, all the way to the shoreline. So I can spot fish all the way up into the grass. There's a snook video I did last year where I spotted something in the grass, and it was a snook. Another comment I get from fishermen who have purchased LiveScope, some of them because of my videos, is that it doesn't work, they don't see any fish. And that goes back to what I said, 98% of the water is empty. You're just obviously not going to see fish when they're not there. And that is, number one, the biggest revelation with LiveScope is how empty the water is. I don't care where you fish. I have fished Sisters Creek, Clapbird Creek with this, St. Augustine with this, and it's all the same. 90+% of the water is empty. Which is, I know people watching this that's just something they can't believe, number one. And number two is, if it's true, it's very depressing, and it is depressing. That there's that much empty water.
Oh my God, this one's bigger. Anyway. Oh yeah.
I'm also very confident that if you catch, especially the bigger redfish, you catch one, you have pulled him or her out of a large school of fish, just like I'm doing here.
36.
You just don't know it because you can't see underwater.
Holy crap.
So here I moved to a different spot looking for tarpon, and there are 3 of them on the screen right now. I don't catch a lot of tarpon, meaning bring them to the boat, but I do jump a lot of them, and that's fine with me. I get a few good jumps out of them. I'm happy. It makes my day.
Slack the line and you got them.
Hey again, and thanks for watching, and keep on watching. I appreciate it. Thank you.